Hello, welcome to CarCast. I'm Matt, the Motorator Andrew here with Bill Goldberg.
We're starting off in third gear this morning because we've been talking about
We were
something.
we
And
were chatting a little bit off the air and already went down the rabbit hole of ridiculous car builds and stuff that are.
so, yeah, let's just touch on it real quick before you even get started. Why we're laughing is because of the day and age that we're in. People are doing anything for likes and views when it comes to automobiles, as in every other part of existence right now. Um, And you were talking about somebody putting the Hellcat in the Prowler, but
Yeah.
I was laughing about the fact that my buddy Clint, who comes over from CGC, has a Ford Fiesta, and he has it for obvious gas savings, and he's got a big truck that he's been driving around, and so his mom gives him the Fiesta. And to make an extremely long story short, we're talking about getting eyeballs on things and doing ridiculous stuff. I looked at him the other day because I rag on him every time he comes over with this car. And he'll honk and he'll rev the engine. And I'm gonna put a 12-inch lift on this thing. He's gonna let me do it. And then I'm gonna put, I don't know, I'm gonna put some big monster drag radial. I don't know. I'm gonna make it the most ridiculous anything that he lets me do. I'm gonna call sponsors and see if they'll jump on board and just give me stuff to make this arguably the most ridiculous looking Ford Fiesta in the world just because he's letting me,
So
right?
right now it's stock and he's just driving it because it's just like a commuter car that good gas mileage or whatever. So it's
The
not,
windows instantly because he didn't want anybody to see him drive it.
yeah. So what we were talking about is yeah, some of the ridiculous swaps. So somebody swapped this shop. They did a nice job. So the shop is called Michael's Auto Design. Um, I'll bring it up for the YouTube guys. And they swapped a Hellcat into the Plymouth Prowler. Now, it's all blacked out. It looks good. They wanted to keep the car as stock as possible. There's some vents on the hood. Uh, so they did a nice job, but it's like, why? Why do it? Now, this one particularly, if you're gonna do it, they put a six-speed manual, which wasn't available, the manual, and they ended up doing a Kugel components, independent rear suspension in the back. So here's the Hellcat. It's a little bit of a video, but you can't really get the sound here. And you know,
We're
I get
talking
it.
about it, dude. We're talking about it, right?
Yeah,
And hey, at the end of the day, anybody can do anything they want uh, to a gun, to an automobile, to a house, because it's their own prerogative. It's their own, they're taking ownership of it.
yeah.
It's not a car I would buy. It's not a car I would have. And so why do I don't know. But hey, to each his own, man. Hey, at the end of the day, they did a great job. It looks
They,
like
they did a great job. If the customer came to them and said, "I've got this Prowler," like maybe he already had it and he was like, "I don't drive it much. It's an automatic. It's slow, but for whatever reason, I like the car, or it's got history or sentimental value." And they said, or maybe they just thought it was cool and they're like, "What can we do to it?" And you know,
well, now we see a Prowler that's actually worth a little bit of money. Because I mean, if you're gonna have a Prowler, that's the one to have.
I agree. If you're gonna have a Prowler, have this. So you
You
know,
know,
we hear about the story about how there was a design exercise at the Art Center in Pasadena, and when Chip Foose was a student, he he designed the hemisphere, which he still has. It's the green card. You often see it in the lobby of Magnaflow. They often, they kind of take care of it down there for a while. And I believe, and don't, I could be wrong on this, how it all went down, but Plymouth liked they were sponsoring the design program or something, and then they liked what he was doing, and it kind of led down the road toward the Prowler. Now, in Chip's eyes, if I remember him on the podcast years ago, him going, yeah, the Prowler he's proud of because it was influenced by his design that he put together But what he really wanted it to be was this sort of rear mid-engine V8. That's what the Hemisphere is. That's what his cool car is. You know. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
but one thing led to another. Oftentimes, budget, emissions, safety. Because the Prowler we just saw has the bumper removed. Remember, it had that big ridiculous bumper that went in front of the front
Oh,
tires.
yes. Yeah.
So it was kind of silly, but uh, I could see the I could see Chip loving that car or being interested in that car because of how it went down, and he sort of influenced that. And as a student, design student, going, oh, one of my ideas turned into a production car before
Yeah, that's
before he
awesome.
blew up and became the the famous designer that he deserved to be. So, but I was thinking about some of the other swaps, like you said, for clicks. You're talking about Clint's Fiesta. Uh,
I think
you and I
that
have both seen like the Prius with the Hellcat engine in it. I saw that at a auto show, and I forgot what they gave it some funny name, and it had like a shark mouth on it, like an old fighter jet. It might have had like big slicks in the back. If maybe there's a version of that I saw, if I remember that correct.
I think as opposed to being the old curmudgeon that I am, I'm gonna segue from why question mark to why not exclamation mark. I don't,
Well,
why not? I mean, why?
here's the thing. If if you had a Prius or someone, let's say if you guys had a shop or something and someone there had a Prius, they were getting a new car, be like, what are you going to do with that hunk of junk Prius that's been falling apart or broke or the battery doesn't work or whatever? And you go, I don't know, man, I'm just going to scrap it or donate it or maybe I can sell it for $1,000. You might go, well,
You catapult it over a canyon or you build it up.
yeah, right. Like, yeah, lawn darted off the side of a cliff, like Mythbusters style, if you're allowed to do that, or build it into something. I think there's a Prius.
Allowed to do that. Did you just say allowed to do that? There is no reining people back on anything anymore. That's
Yeah.
I guess the curse and the beauty of it is. I think, I guess. I mean, as ridiculous as it all is, I mean, it's kind of entertaining, and why not, right? I mean, you haven't seen it done before. I don't know. Someone's going to strap a V8 on their back and go down a drag strip or something here soon. But
Y- Years ago, there was a video floating around of a smart car with a Hayabusa engine in it, and it was, and he had it. It was like spinning around and doing like the front wheelie, like the endos, and just like putting on a show with this thing, and it was nuts. And to hear it, it
how
was
about the old dude? How about the old white bearded dude with the rocket freaking engines on these go-kart things online? You got to have seen
yeah,
those.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. There is no limit anymore. But I guess that's the
So
beauty.
another video that I like, this one I really like. This guy did, I think it was like a Model A Ford, little
Mhm.
uh little hardtop Ford, right? And wooden wheels and the whole thing. So the guy restored the whole thing, made a chassis for it, had like a custom billet wheel made to simulate the wood wheels and was hand painted to look like the wood and it was a really, really good job. And then he had built uh, a Cosworth engine. He took a racing, like a high revving, high winding racing engine and put it in and was able to do a thing on the ignition. It's so old that I don't know exactly what. You know how like when Harley does the twin firing to give it that Harley sound, it fires into basically a dead cylinder or whatever it's doing there. So he did a thing that it it gave it this old like like period correct. old engine. You fire it up, it's like pop, 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 pop. And he's driving around and it's just like pop, 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 pop. And then he hits the switch and it fires all of it. It's like wing, wing, wing. And it was just sound like a dirt bike. It sounded like a little Cosworth high winding, 8,000 RPM. And then you see this thing start flying down the road. It's a really kind of fun video. That this guy did. And it's an interesting idea. Now, this isn't quite this is a little closer to maybe the Prowler build and a little less of the Prius build because this was a high dollar build. You took an old Model A, it was really done up well, and it was such a neat idea. I don't know if it was one of those things where the guy had the car first and said, I want to do something, or if he had the engine and said, what should I do with this engine? I think he had the car first and then thought about what would be an interesting engine size wise, dimension wise to fit, and then could be kind of crazy. I don't know. Maybe it was influenced by the Hayabusa smart car at the time.
God, all
Uh, but yeah, anyway, so the Prowler looks fun. It has an independent rear suspension, 6-speed manual. It's got the Hellcat engine supercharged. I'm not a fan of the car. I never really, liked the car to begin with. It just seemed kind of, uh, I don't know, just kind of pieced together a lot of plastic, kind of cheap. But it came out good. If you're gonna have one,
Hey, just think what the Ring brothers could do to a Prowler.
yes. But they did that car, Enya, I think was that what it's called? I think it was called Enyo. When they kind of started off, this actually started off as a truck. And let me see if I can find the
Oh yeah, I
Enyo
remember.
Enyo. The one that this started off as a pickup truck, and then it ended up turning into sort of this almost
Oh,
NASCAR-esque like racing car. Uh, let's see if they have the picture of the
dude,
truck.
they could build a Pinto and make it look good.
Yeah, they should
Or
have showed. So they showed me the picture of the truck that they bought, the client had before they turned it into this. But this thing is so crazy over the top for sure. And
it's
they drove it.
freaking awesome.
I love the center lock
Sorry.
wheels.
Hmm.
But yeah, this is kind of it ended up turning into like, oh, it's got a transaxle. Like it almost kind of turned into Prowler-esque. Look at this shifter mechanism.
Freaking awesome, man.
Really cool stuff, right? Like it's kind of Prowler-esque now,
100%. Yeah.
right? If you put the hard top on,
Mhm.
this is 100 times better. It's 1,000 times better. Like
That's a
there's not
million.
even a benchmark of how much
There's
better it is.
no comparison.
There's no like realistic percentage or number to go. This is 1 million times better, 10 million times better. Like it's just
Oh, let's just
better.
say exponentially better.
Yes, infinitely. Um,
Yeah, yeah, that's the best.
infinitely better. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah. So
as I look at that fine craftsmanship of the interior, I just finished up a lot, most of the interior on the Cobra on my own the last 24 hours. That's why I look like I've been sleeping in an alley. Um, yeah, I wish I could do as good a work as they do.
let's take a look at this photo that you just posted up on
Well,
Goldberg.
yeah, as there's a big square cut out of my carpet that I laid down there.
So we're looking at this picture. This is the interior of the Cobra. It's coming together. And now we can kind of see finally the placement, the shifters you were talking about, the drift brake handle, the shift handle. You got the rubber boots on there now. Whether you keep those or you end up making something custom later once it's not sure what the final product's going to look like. But
Yeah,
yeah, it looks good. Good placement. I think, you know, when you put it into first gear and the shifter leans a little toward the driver, you can't tell from this photo, but how close is that shift ball to the drift brake handle?
it's pretty close, but we also offset the drift brake handle to the, towards the driver's side.
Yeah.
So it's pushed out a tiny bit. You can't see it in this photo, but what I didn't take into consideration, I thought I took everything into consideration when placing that handle, but think about the one thing.
When you
Yep,
put the steering wheel on.
you got it.
Yeah, you put the steering wheel on. Is
So
is your hand
here's
going
what
to hit
happened.
that?
Well, here's what happened. Here's the sequence. Okay, and this is how you can see in real time. In doing this for my second time, preparation and planning is 9/10 of the entire project when you're building something, right? And
Yeah.
so, like for instance, the dash. As we're looking at this picture, I could not get the dash on for anything, and I didn't realize that the tilt handle was still on the I did it column behind the dash. That's why I couldn't push the
Oh,
dash.
I yeah, yeah, the lever. Yeah.
Yeah, but I had to do the lever. I had to put the lever on to uh, to alter the angle of the steering column so that the carbon fiber dash would slide over it and slide up into the area on the car where it sits.
Yeah.
So, and then I find out that so I put the steering wheel on, and then I see that it clears, the handle clears, so I was good there. But the steering column was pointed to the right of me, which meant that it literally, if you drew a line between from the steering column to my chest, it hit my right shoulder. So the offset of the steering column was wrong. So thank God it was wrong. And I caught it right then because then we had to redo the mount for the steering column inside of the engine compartment.
Okay.
And so by pushing that over to the right, now it's in the way of the throttle linkage. So it's just, there's no room.
So I'm trying to paint a picture of so you did a tilt column,
Yep.
but because you just wanted to get the angle right by using the tilt column, but not you can't tilt the column up and down once the dash is installed,
Yes,
right?
I can.
You
Yes, I
can.
can. Yep. Because
Oh, oh, okay.
if you see it's right here at the dash where it meets on the column, that's the brake.
Yeah.
So it that's where it alters its angle. So I have full manipulation of the tilt steering column, even though it's right there in the
Okay.
dash.
Because I was wondering like how big is the hole in the dash that so I see.
Right
Where it
there
comes through the
is where
dash is fixed and then it tilts right back here, right behind. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, that's good.
it's
That's good. So
awesome.
you can tilt it.
It's really well done as far as planning's concerned, except for the fact that, like I said, right now I've just got to figure out how to construct a mount for the steering column that I can clear the linkage with. I mean, I'll provide some pictures, but I mean now we're into the nitty gritty of the hairy little detail, the
Yeah.
finite details. I mean, look at the seat cushion, the bottom seat cushion right there, the
Yeah.
in the foreground. Okay, so the one on the driver's seat, I dismantled it, and I told you last week I chopped it with a samurai sword, and,
Yeah.
and it's half the width of that seat right there. And so I sat in the car last night after I installed everything, and I got to tell you, man, it makes a huge difference. It
Yeah.
really does. And the car is so comfortable for me now with the shifter placement, with the tilt, with the crooked seat. Uh, it's going to be a pleasure, man. It really is. The springs are getting in this afternoon. I'm going to assemble them and install them in the car. I'm going to bleed the brakes. I'm going to. I think that's about it. And then this thing can go on the road tomorrow, hopefully.
Okay.
You never know. We'll see.
Yeah. It's looking good.
and see right there.
So we're
So
looking at the photo of the cars on the ground on the lift, but now we got the body on it. We're looking at the rear like three-quarter view, the body, the fuel filler. It's together. It's on the car now. You see the exhaust. You see the yeah, it looks good.
thank you very much. I tell you what, that's the first picture that I've taken of it since we got the body placed on it that got me really excited because we've had this conversation prior. The Bilsteins that they provided, I still had 6 inches of clearance when they were fully compressed. So I had to I boxed those up, sent them out. Bilstein sent me the other shocks, but the springs hadn't gotten in yet. They get in this evening, and so this obviously with all the shocks gone, I'm able to lay the thing down on the ground via the lift and get the clearance that I actually want in the end. And
Yeah.
that was the first time I was able to see that shot. And man, it's sexier than hell, if you ask me. I mean, that really just makes the car. I mean, the clearance on the front, and the way that the front wheels are tucked up under when this is on the ground is sexy. But I was able to see that view for the first time last night, and man, that got me really excited.
Yeah. Looks great. So shocks are on the way.
No, shocks are here.
Oh,
Springs are on the way.
so springs are on the way.
Springs. I've already spoken to the UPS guy. They're on the truck, and so I'm just trying to time everything out. Like I said, I'll get them in tonight and bleed the brakes and cross my fingers and uh, get her to fire up, man.
Yeah, getting there.
Yeah, I'm there. I'm not getting there. I'm there. There's just little tiny stuff. It's good that it's not completely done right at this moment because it gives me the ability to go over every single inch of this car and oh, there's a bolt that's not, tied down. There's a fuel line, whatever. But we had no fuel leaks. Got the motor up to temperature, you know, good amount of time. Uh, Ladies and gentlemen, when you install a new MSD ignition box, make sure you take the rev limiter off. You set the rev limiter properly because I knew we were supposed to do that. I had just completely forgotten. I was in the moment, and
So when you guys fired it up, the rev limiter was at like 2000. So you're like, why is it run
why is
so
it bogging out, man? I don't. And man, we fixed that baby purred, got to 185, man. The thing is, it's ready to rock.
it got up to 10?
Oh yeah, got up to temp, fuel pressure, I mean, we're good. We had Kent on FaceTime. He was at a at a baseball game Friday night in Georgia, and I'm getting ready to get on a plane the next morning. And I got two guys here, Clint and Manny, that have been helping me every step along the way, and they wanted to get it started before I left. And we fired that bad boy up, and yeah, it was a little bit of an issue. First time we cranked it. First time we turned the power switch on, the starter enabled. And so obviously we had to rectify that. And then, we had the rev limiter, and then we had this and we had that. But all in all, it was kind of flawless, man. It was really good. No leaks so far. Haven't done the brakes, but that'll be
Yeah, you
done
got to
today.
bleed the brakes, but it looks sick. Like it came out great. I mean, all the
Thank you.
work that CGC did on the powder coating and everything, just everything from you can see subtly in some of these photos, the windshield frame, the fuel filler cap, the side pipes,
Side
everything. Just
pipes, everything, man. I mean,
yeah.
they did a really good job, and I appreciate the praise, and I'm really proud of it, man. I mean, it's like I say, with these cars, everybody puts their own spin on it, and this is my version of what if I was a car and if I was a Cobra, this would be me, and this is how I want it to function. This, with the drift brake and with this and with that, and the brakes that I chose and the suspension that we chose. I mean, it's my version of the Cobra, and I really love it. And you know what's really cool too? I was going back and forth with Bruce yesterday, uh, and he knows that I'm doing this car because it's a tribute to the unbelievably beautiful freaking race car he's got, which is the real deal. But hopefully, in me doing what I'm doing, I'm paying homage to it in my own way
Yeah.
because it looks. I mean, it looks freaking. My car looks exactly like it. It really does. Couple obvious differences, but you can see where I drew my inspiration from.
Yeah. Oh,
And,
you're
and what's
talking
funny
about,
is I got a hold of him last night because Matt Kutcher, my buddy, is interested in a 56 Hudson that was at the Peterson Museum that's going up for auction that was owned by Steve McQueen.
oh,
And
okay.
he
Yeah.
wants to buy it. Yeah.
So you're talking about Bruce Meyer. Bruce Meyer's got the first Cobra. That's one that I we saw at Pebble Beach this year, which he won an
Put it
award.
up, you and your infinite ability to use social media and technology, put it up there and show people what it looks like. Because then
Yeah.
they'll go, oh yeah, that's why Goldberg's doing what he's doing.
Yeah. Let's see. I gotta find
All you got to do is Google Bruce Myers Cobra. That's it. It pops up every time.
yeah.
It's
Uh,
freaking, it's just so beautiful. It's just beautiful.
Here. I don't know what site this is, but here's
I don't have I
I'll-
don't have a white one on my car, but that's it.
yeah.
That's the Steve Magnanti version of the episode he did. But yeah,
Yeah,
it's
cool car. Oh, I
yeah,
see. Because his knockoffs are like the
bingo.
nickel or something. So,
Yeah,
which was a feature on yours that I thought was good. Instead of blacking them out, keep them. I don't know if yours are chromed or nickel plated or whatever, but
they're nickel.
yeah, they're nickel. Yeah, looks good.
Yeah, it's I mean, like I said, I got a lot of inspiration from that car. And the coolness of that car is that it's just as plain as can be.
Yeah, yeah, it's cool. Um, all right, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back. We're back. Yeah, I had some other photos of the car as well.
Oh shit.
It was,
My favorite one. It's this one right here.
let me see. Yeah, that's a great shot. That's a great shot.
And I mean, it looks exactly like my car.
Yeah,
It's so cool,
yeah.
man.
But is your roll bar is going to be different, or is it?
I'm gonna pattern mine quite similar to that. That's the competition roll bar,
Yeah,
obviously. And it provides, I think, a little bit more safety with the crossbar over there. I think I'm going to do that one. We haven't even embarked upon designing it yet, but that obviously will have to come soon.
right.
Yeah.
Bruce's Bruce's car.
This is, mine's a 3 inch bar. They're normally 2 inches, but
Right.
that's where you can really screw up a car too. Because there's some really goofy looking roll bars out there on Cobras that just
Yeah, some of the racing versions had to go all the way across. Uh,
yeah, I mean, I
just
wanted to
the boot.
go. Yeah, I wanted to go all the way across, but I like the way that his is low profiled.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that car. It's freaking beautiful. I mean, 65, right? 64, whatever, 63. Just the lines on that car they're enduring. Just beautiful.
Yeah. Well, awesome. It's looking good. So you guys are going to be good to go. Be able to get a little seat time gently.
Very gently because I don't have the doors on yet. I was thinking about last night, can I drive it around the garage with no I've got to already be very careful because there's no roll bar, but could I actually to it with no doors.
Is there a belt in it yet? You got the
Oh
harness?
yeah, I did that yesterday. The entire interior, except for the footwells on both sides, is completely done. Everything.
Yeah.
Everything, man.
Looking at the Cobra and thinking back to a minute ago, we were talking about the wacky cars with the swaps. The one that came to mind is back in the day, Paul Newman was not afraid to do some swaps. Famously, he's got the Volvo wagon with, I think it's got a 5 liter. I think he had a 5 liter Ford in it with like a Kenny Bell supercharger on it. He made three, if I remember correctly. He had one. Letterman had one. He gave one to Letterman, and he made one for like the the guy who ran the charity. And Wayne Carini has Newman's car. And every time I see him, I'm like, when are you ready to sell that wagon? He's like, never, I'm never selling it. And I was like, come on now, sell the Volvo wagon. And by the time he wants to sell it, no one will be able to afford it. But um, Newman did, I'm going to bring this up. I'm going to show you this. Newman did a Volkswagen. He took a little Volkswagen Beetle convertible
Yeah, I do have my limits.
and he put a 351 Ford engine in the back. So in this picture here, the front hood in between the headlights has this like grill cut out because they put a radiator in the front.
That's hilarious.
And I was looking at the roll bar you were talking about, and they put the roll bar in there that goes all the way across. So here's the profile of it. You can see it's a little bit jacked up in the back. It has a little bit more of a
All I could say is, like the Prowler, if you're gonna have a bug, I'd have that one.
right? Because now you're starting to look at it going, this is kind of ridiculous and fun. They kept the chrome bumpers, they kept everything. I mean, the roll bar is a giveaway, the radiator in the front, and then it's got a little bit of a drag race stance to it. It's like a little bit,
Cool as shit. I mean, for a bug, that's the coolest bug I've ever
it's
seen.
cool, right? It's cool. And he's like, let's put a V8 in it. So here's some old photos of Paul Newman and the guys looking at the car back in the
Yeah,
day.
see, that would be freaking awesome to
That would
have.
be a cool car to have.
Bug guy. I mean, like Fluffy ought to buy that thing.
Yeah, Fluffy ought to buy it. I don't know where it is right now. I think it might have changed hands a couple times, but I don't remember.
It's
And
cool as hell.
this is one of Motor Trend's like archived articles, so this was years ago.
Yeah,
But
that's cool as hell. And I don't, I never in a trillion years would have ever told you that I would have thought any version of a VW bug would be cool.
right.
And
Look at
look
the
at, but then
radiator they
look
put
at,
in the front. You can see the shroud that they put on it that it tucks up against the front uh
oh,
the hood. Yeah, a lot of work put into it. And this is before we had the talent of the hot rod builders we had now, we just weren't thinking about it.
well, there were guys that were unbelievable. People just didn't know about them.
Yeah, they just weren't thinking quite like this. This was a brainchild of Newman's, but they put it in the back seat. It wasn't shrouded or anything. It's just engine right there. It's just big, loud, smelly, like, but that's kind of fun.
Kind of fun. Yeah, that's
It's kind
hilarious.
of cool. Yeah.
Cool as shit, I think. I mean, like I said, if you're gonna have a VW, I mean, if you're gonna have a bug, that's the bug to have.
I mean, even back then, you just throw a stock 351 and it's probably got 250 horsepower. But uh, just when you fire it up and you hear it, and you're like, what is that? And all you see is this VW Beetle.
I think if they can you go back to that other that last picture?
Yeah.
If they changed that the top and the tonneau cover, then that would look cool. That could look cool as shit.
Yeah, so it's
Wipe that
interesting that
stuff
they
off.
they made the top like work. I guess he wanted to be able to top. Maybe you just remove the whole top and shroud the engine a little bit, like and just make it a roadster. Maybe that's probably how you do it today.
That's
You
cool
know,
though.
it's cool. It's got three pedals too, by the way. It's got a manual.
Oh
They
yeah,
they put the engine in the back seat because they were able to do a transaxle on it, like a Pantera.
that's cool as hell.
So the engine is in the back, but it's forward of the rear axle. So if you think about it, the balance is better, right?
Yeah.
Because the engine's not hanging way off the back. It's between the driver and the rear axle.
Yeah.
Anyway, cool pieces. I didn't know if you saw this car or not, but now that you look at the photos and you know what it is, you're like, yeah, that's kind of it's kind of cool. It's kind of a cool piece. But
Anybody,
um,
I mean, Ring Brothers can make anything look cool, I think. Any kind of automotive product. Uh,
yeah, uh,
what
one of your
else?
favorite cars. There's another one going up for sale. It is
Oh yeah. Do we really have to see this?
I want to get your thoughts on this. So there's a McLaren F1. It's going up. It's for sale in Dubai or something. Uh, $21 million. Now, looking at this car, this is white. So the car was originally yellow. And then over the years, during, I don't know, the second owner or something, they sent it back to McLaren. They got it painted white and they got it retrofitted with like the LM spec and the new aero stuff and the different wheels. And it was part of a thing that McLaren was doing. I guess you could still do it.
Mhm.
So it has all these factory. It's in Abu Dhabi. It's for sale in Abu Dhabi. It has 13,711 miles on it. Again, it was originally yellow with black leather and Alcantara. They sent it back, spent $500,000, and they got the high downforce kit on it. The fixed rear wing, the GTR style front bumper and the splitter, the LM spec louvers on the front wings, and the interior was upgraded to the carbon fiber racing seat. It's got the Oz GTR style wheels, and the headlights were upgraded, but all done at McLaren, all done at the factory.
Yeah.
What do you think of this car?
I mean, from what angle?
White's not your color, but I think it looks
Oh
good.
man, I mean, this car is beautiful. The fact that, I mean, what's your question? The color change,
Well, one, you
but
think about it and you go, you know what? The McLaren F1 is a cool car, but one of the things that always sort of made it look dated was the wheel, kind of like the Jag XJ220. The wheel is so dated. Now, it's cool because it gives you a timeline, gives you when the era that supercar was built. But this one was sent out and was modified at the factory, which I like. I like more I think they did a great job. They spent, a $500,000 getting it done. Uh, at a 21 million bucks, I don't know. This is a cool car. I haven't seen one like this. I haven't seen one in white.
I mean, the thing's freaking beautiful. Obviously, I don't think it takes anything away from it. That's a color change. It's a positive, and quite obviously, like getting convertible done at the factory. Uh, by it going back to McLaren and that's the only way to do it for a car like that.
Yeah, I agree.
The
I
only
think
way.
McLaren still offers up, because the seat is fixed and everything moves, that if you buy one, uh, McLaren will adjust it for you. I don't know if that's a huge fee, but maybe it costs
I mean,
$50,000. But
I feel as though I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel as though a manufacturer that has a legacy car like that should always take care of the people who own it.
I agree. I agree. At Koenigsegg, I would say it does that. You
Ferrari to a point, you know.
yeah, you read about Koenigsegg and there was something with the car and the guy's car burnt and whatever, and they were like, "We're getting you another one." You know,
I mean, it's again goes back to what's more important, the money grab or, the legacy of people that you're selling cars to if you're a manufacturer,
yeah.
you know?
So
So
this particular McLaren F1, for what it's worth, and I imagine it's a lot.
21 million. Yeah.
It's it's signed by Michael Schumacher and Lewis Hamilton. So Schumacher signed it years ago, and then Hamilton did, much later on.
Mm.
And yeah, it's cool. Cool piece. 21 million bucks plus the cost of ownership, insurance. Fire up that Haggerty or Chubb or
Yeah,
whatever.
cars are just they're beautiful, man. They're
I never really had the conversation with Jay. I never had the courage to ask him, what does it cost to get insurance on on a collection like his? Because he's
oh,
like a museum, you go to the Peterson and you go, what's this car worth? And they go, well, what's a Steve McQueen XKSS worth? And they're like, I don't know, we have it insured for $30 million. Like, we don't really know what it's worth, but it's insured for 30 million. And that's as it sits in the building. Like when they need to move it, I guess you got to call Haggerty and go, we're moving the car. You know,
okay.
and then Leno, you know, has, his his impressive collection. Like, what's that Haggerty bill or whatever it is every month? I mean, maybe he self-insures. I mean, there could be a version of that, him going, no, I don't, maybe there's on things he doesn't drive, maybe he just like it is what it is. Like I just own it and like a piece of art and I don't insure it, but or maybe he does. Probably does.
Who knows? But
Probably
I
does.
couldn't
But
even imagine.
um anyway, what else is going on? What's next on the docket? Cobra's going to be done soon.
We're going to be done soon. I just got to figure out what car is next.
Well, you did a swap with Warman back
Yeah,
a while ago.
that's being
Um,
worked on. Warman's got the car. I think he's doing final metal work on it, and then it'll go back to Salvaggio, and then DSR will get the motor up there.
and Savaggio's doing the Jeep.
Yeah, we pushed that.
Yeah.
I'll talk about it now. Yeah,
Yeah. I knew it was going to get pushed at some point. It probably just a load off your shoulders and his,
huge,
but push it. And
huge. And I didn't want to hold up Richard, and it just wasn't fair to anybody. And I'm not pointing fingers by any stretch, but let's just say that we may have a little alter to the plans as far as the uh the drive train is concerned.
right. Okay. So you're not bringing anything to SEMA this year.
No. Mm-mm.
No. Okay.
No, sir.
And then,
Probably
but now
not
you've
even.
got time you've got time to sort of think about what the Jeep should be. You've got
Yeah.
some time and how that's going to debut. Maybe it's
Yeah,
CR.
well, Ram's coming out with maybe something that might be a better fit for what we're doing. And so we're assessing the
Right. Okay.
so it's all good stuff. It's just, truly you don't want to push things time wise, and SEMA is a time when everything is at a crunch. And so I'm not going to do that to everybody. I'm not. There's no rush. Let's get it done right. And so we're pushing it.
Yeah. I think that's better. It's better for Magnaflow and their
Everyone.
display, for you, for Salvaggio, for Ram, for
Yeah, I think so. I think
yeah,
so. The finished product and the timing will be much better suited for all of us.
right. Okay. All right. Yeah, well, maybe we'll get into that more. We'll have Salvaggio on at some point when he's ready, when you guys are both ready. We can talk a little bit about how that project's going to shift and what's going to be different about it. But just the look of the chassis and everything is probably all going to be essentially the same.
Yes, absolutely.
It's going to be the powertrain that,
Yeah. There. Well, it's going to have a 5-speed in it, so it will be a little different. So
yeah.
got a
Okay.
couple tricks going on. It's going to be fun.
Yeah. And we're about a month out, less than 5 weeks out from SEMA. So hopefully be able to make it out there and grab some interviews
What
and
a
stuff.
load off, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to wrap things up for today. Guys, thanks so much for listening. Good luck with the car the next few days. Hopefully, it'll be on the ground. You'll be sitting in the driver's seat. We'll talk about that next week. Until next time, keep the air in the spare, and the bag in the wheel.
Bleh.